I'm Whittington here from EBS Growth, and what I wanted to do is share with you a nice structure for how to get more introductions. Now, a couple of things. I'm really going to encourage you to use the word introductions rather than referrals, and not listen. I don't want to define or fight over what the definition of is, but you don't go up to somebody at a party and say, "Hey, let me make a referral to," right? We always make introductions, so it might come across a little bit more easily if you do introductions. So here, after you do your product or service and you know that the customer or client is satisfied, you ask some type of a value transition statement, something like, "Hey, find that useful? Was that helpful?" And they say yes. And then you want to make it important. Where most people fall down whenever they ask for introductions is they go, "Oh, by the way, do you know anyone?" And it's just a throwaway line. And this is one of the most important things that we as professional salespeople ought to do is always ask for those introductions. So we want to make it important. So, hey, I appreciate that. And I'm kind of curious, I'm looking for some help and there's something that I'd like to share with you. Right now, I just switched that up. I combined the help and it's important. So I just want you to realize there's no script here, right? It's a structured process. We want to ask for some help. So we just help them. So that law of reciprocity, they're going to want to help us. And then we want to make it important. So, hey, was this helpful? Absolutely. I really appreciate you saying that. Listen, as we're winding down the time, I have one more topic that I think is important that I'd like to discuss with you. Do you have a couple more minutes? Sure, absolutely. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm looking for some help, and now I'm going to go to my third-party story. And I feel uncomfortable in doing this. We've known each other for a while, and one thing that I'd like to do is really serve my clients. And the more I serve my clients, the less time I have for business development, which is fine. But boy, I'd rather talk with more people like you instead of having to beat the bushes. So I was wondering, would it make some sense? Does anyone come to mind that you might think would benefit from some of the work that we're doing together? Again, I feel uncomfortable asking you, but open-minded to having that conversation. So they say yes or no. Now, here's the idea. 60% of people will help you if asked. 20% of people, you could be the fourth person to walk on water and they're not helping you. There's 20% you can be horrible and they're still helping you. It's that 60% that we're looking for here from this question. So then we ask for permission. Would you mind if we could maybe brainstorm, get the pen working on, some people in your sphere that might benefit from the work that we're doing? Sure. Go ahead and do that. All right. Got it. So why don't I do this? Why don't I maybe paint a picture of the people with whom we work who benefited the most from what we do? Paint your picture, ideal profile. Now, key here is that we want to make sure that we are painting the profile with visible characteristics. Not, I want somebody that has $1 million of investable assets. Well, not too many people are talking about that. It's really visible characteristics. Somebody blankety blank age, or somebody who just got a promotion, or just got a divorce, or just got a kid in college, graduate of college. Some type of visible characteristic has been in business for blankety blank years. All of those things that you can see. So you describe all of those visible characteristics, and then you get them to create a list. So, as I was describing that person that would typically benefit the most from what we do and how we do it, what are some names that came to mind? Just first names only. Let's just jot them down. George, Bob, Sue, Sally. All right, got it. Now, let's go down through that. So George, 1 to 5, how would you know? How well would you know him? 1 is, we're LinkedIn, don't know him whatsoever, just know the name. 5 is, we're having dinner. We know each other. He'll pick up my phone or my call anytime. That's a 5. Where are you at? And then just start with the 4s and 5s. 5s ideally, 4s if you need to. And then, hey, let me throw this out there. I don't know. Would you be open-minded to me inviting you both to blankety blank, dinner, breakfast, drinks, lunch? And if no, okay, no worries, wasn't sure. Would you be at least open-minded to make an email introduction? Just, email to both of us, quick introduction. I can even send you the template to do that. Would you at least do that? Sure, I can do that. Great, I really appreciate it. And then, by the way, and then you post sell it is what they call it. Um, you make sure that at the very end that, like Sandler would say in all of their books, you post sell that agreement, an agreement made in advance. So that's what we want to do here. So that is the process of how to get an effective introduction. Hopefully that's helpful. Thanks.